stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the national anthem. Reverend Dubois.
Let us pray. O God, from the day of our birth, you begin a good work in each of us, giving wings to our dreams, yet routing our hopes in precious memories. How you honor us, you, our teacher, you, in whose eyes the world was once a dream. You have made yourself our partner in a lifetime of learning. O God, instruct us, open our minds, that we might probe the difficult questions of our times. Open our hearts, that we might hunger and thirst for compassionate answers. We thank you especially, Lord, for sending wonderful role models in our parents and in our teachers. Help us to remember the lessons they have taught us, and give us the strength to serve you with all of our hearts and all of our minds. Amen.
Good evening, family, friends, and faculty. As the Student Council President, I'd like to formally welcome you to the class of 2022's graduation from H.W Mountz School. It's certainly been a long, yet fun journey. I wouldn't want to have shared it with anybody else besides my peers who sit beside me tonight. From the bottom of our hearts, I would like to thank our parents for putting up with all of the challenges we have presented to them. Believe me, there have been many. To our teachers, we always thank you for believing in our academic abilities and working us hard right to the very end while still allowing us to have some good laughs. You have made us well prepared for high school. To my fellow classmates, we graduate today as a truly unique 8th grade. All 16 of us have special qualities that we use to positively affect the ones around us. And it is nearly impossible to make it through all these years at Mounts with the same classmates if you truly do not enjoy spending time with them. Next, to all of you who came tonight, it means a lot to know that you are here to support us by attending an important milestone in our lives. Thank you for partaking in the celebration of our 8th grade graduation. I conclude by wishing my peers the best of luck in the next 4 years of high school. Now we can begin. I would like to introduce Dr. Ovalvo.
Thank you, President Little. Just a little housekeeping before we get started in earnest. We are streaming this tonight, and there's a little delay on the sound, especially of the stream, so if anybody here could refrain from streaming while you're present, you can always watch it tomorrow. It's being recorded as well as streamed. It's going to be on our website. So welcome, graduates. Welcome, Board of Education, President Giblin, Vice President Mr. Worth and Mr. Clark. Mrs. Maddock is here, Mr. Moran. Welcome to our faculty, both current and retired, to our support staff, to our parents, extended family, and friends. One more welcome. Tonight we are gathered to celebrate the most joyous academic and social occasion, the commencement exercises of these fine students. This, my friends, is the Spring Lake Borough School District class of 22. This is the 100th class to graduate from this outstanding institution. This class will be represented in high schools up and down and across Monmouth County. This is a class of academians, of athletes, and of friends, most importantly, who are destined for continued success in all of their future endeavors. Tonight we're going to hear from our graduates. We have 12 of them wanted to speak tonight, and that's wonderful. So 12 of them will speak. Their words are heartfelt, and they seem to truly represent their feelings. They are spoken as students whose hearts beat to the Tigers of Mountz. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are so very proud of you. I have to tell a little personal anecdote. Ladies and gentlemen, that's you. Last Friday morning, I was walking my dog. His name is Pete. It was a beautiful morning, and we happened upon an elderly gentleman and a girl who must have been about 9 years old. The girl was wearing a helmet as she had been riding her bike, but the bike itself was turned upside down, seemingly upside down on the sidewalk. While the elderly gentleman was having trouble even fully standing, he was bent over the center of the bike to seemingly adjust the chain on the bike. As Pete and I got closer, they flipped the bike back on its wheels, and the girl jumped up and she began to pedal away. She got about 20 feet before awkwardly slamming on her brakes, stopping and yelling, "Thank you for helping me with my chain." The gentleman replied, "Have a good day, young lady. Bye now." He very slowly turned around and began shuffling back towards his front porch. While I do not know if these two knew each other before this interaction, I felt as though they did not. That they met only because the kid's bike chain had become dislodged at just the right place and time, a place and time where the man could help her. Not only did I, again, begin thinking of how many things happen and where they happen for a reason, but that's a whole different speech. I thought about the fact that I was so touched by the kindness displayed in a 45-second interaction that played out in front of me. Why should I be impressed and struck by a simple act of kindness? In fact, the act I watched should be the norm. It should not be the exception. If I may implore anything upon you in your final hours as students of Mountz, I ask that you please be the elderly gentleman. Take a moment to hold the door for someone, smile and say good morning. If someone drops something, pick it up for them. Do not laugh at those who are down. Help advance us all to a better place. And as you go on to high school and beyond, I ask you to make only the choices that you'll be proud to have made, because in doing so, you'll make the rest of us proud. So while this may not be the most celebrated of all your future graduations, it's arguably the most important, because tonight we celebrate the completion of your academic foundation. In fact, I'd be woefully remiss if I did not ask at this time if the architects of this foundation could please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, the 21-22 faculty and support staff of the H.W Mountz School. Students, you are confident, you are smart, and you are strong, and I, my friends, am blessed. I feel honored to have served as your principal. This is a year that I won't soon forget, and I know I speak for all of us when I wish you nothing but the best. Now let's get to the good part. We have 12 kids ready to speak. Come on, May.
I've been here at H.W Mountz for 11 years. This school has basically been a whole chapter of my life. I'll be attending St. Rose High School next year, and I'm proud to say that I feel very prepared. It is an honor to have learned from all these teachers that have worked incredibly hard to get us students to reach our highest potential. Graduating from this school is bittersweet. Throughout the years, I have built a strong bond between teachers, faculty, and classmates. These relationships that I have created will always hold a place in my heart. I have made many memories in the school that I will never forget, from field trips, recess, lunch, morning meetings, studio, gym class, or even just wandering around the halls. This school holds everlasting stories to tell. This school has given me so much, and although I'm excited for high school, I'm sad to be moving on. This famous quote by Sandra Bullock sums it up. Beginnings are scary, endings are usually sad, but it's in the middle that counts. Thank you.
I never worry about the future. It comes soon enough. This quote by Albert Einstein is how my time at Mountz has felt. I started here in second grade, and my goal since then was to get to this podium. Although these long 7 years at Mountz have felt like an eternity, the memories I've made are unforgettable. From the first day I walked into school in the second grade to this very day here on my last day as an 8th grader, I've loved it. The reasons I love this school are endless, but one thing that is so unique about Mountz are the teachers. The teachers are unlike any other school because of their kindness and ability to connect with their students. One person I'd like to mention is Miss Marcusfeld, who has always been a great teacher when it comes to group projects like the Oregon Trail or the Taoism reenactments. I would also like to thank Miss Rossi and Miss Clark, who encouraged me to write this speech. It's given me a chance to share my experiences and look back on all my memories. Finally, I'd like to give a shout out to two of my favorite teachers, Miss Reed and Mr. Zara, who are no longer with us but are forever in our hearts. Not only did they help guide me in my path, but they stood by my side and encouraged me to keep going. I know that I'll never find a school as special as this one, and never in a lifetime would I choose a different school.
I knew something was up when the first thing my dad said to me when I woke up was, "Let's go shopping." My dad never shops, ever. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he has the same dry fit t-shirts from when he was riding the bench at CBA almost 35 years ago. Actually, to put that into a larger perspective, 35 years ago, the first ever episode of The Simpsons aired. As he brought me into Bear Wires, I can admit, I was freaked out. He bought me all this stuff that we would never, ever wear in LA. After we left, he asked me to go sit by the lake because he needed to talk to me. At this point, I'm losing it. Not only was I confused, but I thought that he was mad at me for something I did. We sat at the bench, and I remember exactly what he told me. "Dill, you're going to be mad, but just remember, you have zero say, and we already decided. We're packing our stuff here, and we're staying for good." Little did I know those words would change my life for the good. June 6th, 2020 would mark the beginning of my future. A couple days later, as I was getting a tour of Mountz, Dr. Lalva approached us and without hesitation or a simple hello or handshake said, "Whoa, you play basketball?" And from that moment on, I knew I was going to have an amazing time at Mountz. From then on, it would only get better. I made friends and did all the things I loved. My first day at Mountz was super easy. By the end of my time here, I was living my best life. I look back at the decisions my parents made for me, and I'm so thankful for everything they've done. Because of Mountz, I've learned to become a better person and a better friend. I've learned that being grateful is one of the most important aspects to happiness. I'm grateful for the town I'm growing up in, and I'm thankful for the opportunities and challenges my parents give me to become the best version of myself. But what I'm most grateful for are the friendships I've made along the way. Our parents and siblings will always love us because they're our own blood. But a friend is someone who was just initially a stranger. They then take the place in our life above everything else. The friends I've made during my time here are thicker than blood. I am so grateful I have you guys in my life. Whether it's trapping Dylan in a locker or putting chicken nuggets on Mark's face when he's sleeping, the memories never end. All the memories we have made with each other I will never forget, and I hope to make many more in the future. Before I finish, I have to thank a couple people. Thank you to Mr. John Livigood for introducing me to a different way of thinking. You're not only a teacher to me, but you're a true friend. Thank you to Mr. Bobby Gramer for being by my side during every game. And thank you to Mrs. Mary Pierce for supporting my ridiculous decisions throughout the year. And last but not least, thank you to all the custodians who clean up the clothes I leave behind in the boys' locker room. You guys are real ones. I will always remember the lessons you have taught me, and I'm forever thankful. Finally, in this last hour we have together, I wish to leave you with this quote from the very beloved songwriter, Tupac Shakur. "Every single day that I'm breathing is for me to be better." Thank you to all, and congratulations to the class of 2022. I wish you all the best in your future.
Shakespeare once said, "We know who we are, but know not what we may be." Likewise,
I know I've been a student at Mount since I was in kindergarten. I know I've made many friends here that I'll have for a very long time. And I know I've been late to school more times than I've been not. What I don't know is what comes afterwards, after our graduation, after we say goodbye, after we leave this building we spent most of our lives in for the last time. I'm uncertain about it, and uncertainty is scary, but that's also the fun part. We're closing a chapter in our lives, but we're also opening a new one. I, like most of us, will be going off to 9th grade, a new school, new friends, and a whole new learning environment. But before I go, I'd like to thank the teachers that have shaped me at Mounts to who I am now. I've had Mrs. Marcus Feld for 4 years, and in those short few years, she has sharply taught me everything about everything there is to know in history from the Stone Age to World War II. In ELA, I've had a different teacher every year, but Mrs. Rossi has been the last. I'd like to thank her for her effort to make the class fun, as any other ELA teacher would make end of the day ELA unbearable. In science, Mr. Stefano has made the 3 years with him full of fascinating projects and easy tests. With middle school math, I've had Mrs. Dellinger and Mr. Livingood for almost an equal amount of time, and in that time, they have helped me get to where I am needed for next year's math and more. Finally, whether it was gym, art, music, or tech, the teachers I've had in my specials were the best I could ever have, and I thank them for it. Overall, I greatly enjoyed my time at H.W Mountz. I've made many great friends and many great experiences. The debt I have to my teachers for their help here will be too great for me to pay for even a lifetime. Although I don't know who I'll be in the future, I know that my time at Mountz have shaped me to be the man I know I am today. Thank you.
If you are brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. The famous Brazilian novelist Paulo Coelho said this quote, and always have a special place in my heart. Even though it's hard to say goodbye to friends and family you've known your entire life, there will always be new individuals on the way. Saying goodbye is one of the most difficult things imaginable, especially when all of your friends will be going to different schools. Something Mountz has been able to prepare me for is new beginnings. That is one of the many important qualities that H.W Mountz has provided with me, but I wouldn't like to ramble on and on all about it. There are a couple of things, however, I'd like to share with you about my experience at Mountz. First off, Mountz taught me how to make friends and be a kind individual. They taught me what was right from wrong, whether it was behaving in the classroom or just having respect for others. Mountz taught me how to have lifelong friendships and how to make new friends. Being at Mountz allowed me to meet William Chavone and Luke Callahan, which is probably where most of my fun Mountz memories come from. Without the ability to make friends, I wouldn't have some of the memories I have now. I am forever grateful because this school would have been a lot more difficult without friends. Secondly, all the great memories I've had at Mountz. Every day was a new adventure here. Whether it was going on class trips, playing sports, or just having a regular day at school, nothing was ever boring here. One of my favorite memories was in kindergarten. During that day, Mrs. Sullivan was reading one of the Magic Treehouse books. Out of nowhere, a mouse appeared. It was a huge surprise to everybody, and there was a lot of screaming and running around. Eventually, the custodians found the mouse and let it free, but that was a day I remember fondly. It was chaotic, but a fun experience. Every day at Mountz is always eventful, and I have so many other great memories. These experiences have shaped me into the person I am today. Third and finally, I want to thank all my teachers for preparing me for the future. I formed special bonds and memories with all the teachers here at H.W Mountz. Whether it was 7th grade math with Mr. Livingood and his problems, Miss Marcus Feld in social studies with the Oregon Trail, or playing handball in gym with Mr. G. I have special bonds and memories with all my teachers, and even though my classmates and I were annoying at times, they always put up with us. Since March of 2020, COVID has been a problem. We had to go into lockdown. Online school wasn't easy for anybody. My teachers did a great job of teaching. It was almost like regular school besides being at home. Thank you for being the greatest teachers I've ever had. As sad as I am to leave Mountz, I am excited for the future. H.W Mountz has prepared us for any challenge in the future, and I'm ready to take them on. I will be attending Randy next year for school. I'm hoping I have a similar experience there as I had at Mountz. If so, I will be ready for anything. Thank you for a great 8 years.
Sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way. This is a quote from Michael Gary Scott from the popular show The Office. This quote can not only relate to just starting a sentence, but also maybe your day, your life, an essay, or this very speech. When my parents told me that we were moving to Spring Lake, I bawled my eyes out for hours. I thought they were making a huge mistake, and I ignored them for like 3 hours. My whole family also knew, but they were not even close to as upset as I was. Now, I can't thank my parents enough for having us move here. It changed my life, and I couldn't imagine still living in New York City. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Let me tell you a story. So, when I was in the 4th grade, I was the most menacing child of all time. Still not sure if I was worse than Jake, my little brother, though. I had one of the best teachers that were out there. Her name was Mrs. Reed. Sadly, she passed away this year. She was the most kind and caring person with the biggest heart in the world. One of my crazy moments while I was in 4th grade with her was me getting extremely frustrated and ripping up a test I was taking. She was the best, and we all wish she was here right now. We all also miss Mr. Z and how he spread kindness and music throughout the school. He had a smile on him everywhere he went, and we will all miss him. Thank you, Mr. Z. Something else I realize now is how much I've grown throughout the years. Even with COVID starting in the middle of my middle school years, we ended up okay. Something I want to say to all of the kids in the younger grades and to my younger siblings is to enjoy your time at the school, because it really does fly by faster than you really want it to. You may want middle and elementary school to fly by as fast as it seemed like it did for me, but I do wish I could stay here for longer. Another piece of advice I want to give to the school is to have and maintain a good relationship with all the staff and all of your friends. I want to recognize the incredible memories I've made here, not only with friends that I can call family, but the incredible staff as well. My favorite class ever was in H.W Mountz was in 7th grade accelerated math with Mr. Livingood. Math is not the most fun, but this class with Mr. Livingood made me look forward to going to math. He made one of the most tedious classes fun with his crazy word problems, energetic and likable personality. Other than the memories made from then, I've met so many of my closest friends here and made the most incredible memories with them. I will always remember the sports I did here at Mountz, especially baseball and basketball this year. My favorite basketball game this year was the game we played against Manasquan. We ended up winning by 3 points, and it was one of my favorite memories ever. The entire gym was packed full, and everyone was screaming for us. There are really so many more memories, but we don't really have time for that. Finally, I wanted to thank everyone I want to thank Mr. Kevin Lynch and Coach Bobby Grammer for that experience. Finally, I want to thank everyone for putting up with me for my 5 years here at Mountz. I want to thank my parents for putting me in school here and answering all the phone calls about me from the school. I want to thank Miss Clark, or Miss Schlark, for letting me call her that. I want to thank Miss Marcus for letting me call her all our nicknames, and Mr. D for putting up our 5-student class. I want to also thank basically all my teachers and all the staff that had me this year. Let's all recognize how the staff was incredible and how they would do anything for us, even if it inconveniences them. I thank each and every teacher that has taught me something in the span of these 5 years, from friendliness and kindness to algebra and ELA. Thank you all. So with that being said, from the words of Charlie Brown in music class, goodbyes always make my throat hurt. Thank you.
As Andy Bernard once said, I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Little did 4-year-old Anna Martin know that when she took that first step into H.W Mountz on her first day of pre-K with Mrs. Casper, she would spend the next decade at the school making priceless memories. My years at Mountz went by in a blur. These years taught me the importance of not taking time for granted. I never realized how fast time was going because I was always looking forward to the next hour or the next day or the end of the year. I never would have considered that I would be looking back at those moments when I finally got to the end of the year. It never hit me that I would never again be in that year of school at Mountz. I have so many people to thank for making my years at this school an amazing time for me. My teachers are the only reason why I feel prepared for high school. They have taught me values that stay with me outside of school. Of course, I must thank my mom and dad. What they have done for me throughout all my years of school is unimaginable, whether it is dropping off my homework folder that I forgot at home or quizzing me on my study guide at the breakfast table.
My mom works in her office on the 3rd floor more than 10 hours a day, and yet she still makes time for me no matter how minor the problem. There is no greater role model that I could ever ask for as I grow up. My dad was always there to help me with any schoolwork that I was stressed over and would put aside anything he was working on just to help me study. He always taught me the importance of caring for people other than myself. No thank you would ever be sufficient enough to show my appreciation for my parents. My younger brother Landon is the biggest reason why I don't get upset over the smallest things because he's toughing me up. So thank you, Landon. I have my grandparents to thank for being my biggest cheerleaders. There is not one sporting event or activity that I have attended where they are not sitting on the sidelines cheering me on. Looking back, I enjoyed this year way more than I ever imagined I would have. I created a closer bond with my classmates and teachers, so I know that this will be one of the hardest goodbyes I will ever have to make. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it. Ferris Bueller.
Moving doesn't change who you are, it only changes the view outside your window. This quote by Rachel Hollis means more than I thought it would. Not just because I moved from Kauai to Spring Lake and it was a totally different view from where I lived before, but because it gave me a different perspective on life and society. The truth is, something about this town is different than any of the others. It's not just because of the wonderful houses or that we're close to the beach, it's because people here are kind, caring, and so welcoming. When I came to Mountz, it was a whole new experience from where I was before. I met May, Anna, and Kylie. They helped me find my way around the school and around town. Since then, they've become my best friends, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. We have grown up together and have made so many memories. Now we are going off to high school and opening a new chapter in our lives. This makes saying goodbye a lot harder than I thought it would be. I'm not only saying goodbye to my friends, but I have to say goodbye to this wonderful school. Thank you, Mountz, for opening your doors to me 4 years ago and giving me the opportunity to have an amazing experience here. It's meant so much to me to have made so many friends and memories here. I'm so honored I got to spend 4 years at this wonderful place. I cannot say thank you enough for teaching me and preparing me for the future, as well as everyone being so kind and generous to me. I also want to thank my teachers, classmates, and parents. You've made my middle school experience the best it could have ever been, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you.
Letting go is hard, but what comes after moving on is beautiful. That's a famous quote from Josh Rayburn that reminds me of this moment right now. It's going to be hard to move on and start the next chapter of my life, but high school is going to be amazing. This school has given me so much in the last 4 years, and I laugh at the little girl who once cried over having to come here. Mountz has shaped me as a person and given me the care and education I needed to learn and grow. When I lived in New York City, being here and living here was quite honestly my worst nightmare. I wanted nothing to do with this place. But shortly after moving down here, I fell in love with the people and the community and the crisp ocean air and just everything about this perfect place. Mountz welcomed me with open arms and made me feel as if I was born and raised in Spring Lake like most of my peers. I cannot imagine what my life would have been like without the impact of the teachers and peers at Mountz. I am who I am today because of the influence of my 4 years here, and I'll forever be grateful for the time I spent at Mountz. As I'm leaving, I realized that I took this school for granted, and that's probably one of my biggest regrets. I never took the time to stop, look around, and just be grateful for the amazing environment that I was in. The community here is like nothing I've ever seen before, and I can only hope to see it again. Things will never be the same for me and for everyone sitting up here. And although I'm scared for what's to come next, I have full confidence that Mountz has given me the skills I need to succeed in the future.
The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. Anthony Robbins. 100 years ago, the first graduating students of this school set forth on the same journey we are about to commence, high school. Like us, the education, teachers, and experiences prepared them for this next period that we will soon begin. The education we have received at H.W Mountz has prepared us to tackle next year's challenges. We are ready to write essays, analyze novels and literature, and complete any lab in biology. Like all of the students who walked the same hallways before us, we are well prepared for the schooling that lies ahead of us. All of our experiences have defined us. My experiences with NJHS have allowed me to participate in multiple service projects and have taught me the value of helping my community. By joining Studio, I've learned many skills about broadcasting and recording. The benefits of participating in different activities are abundant. I'm excited about the many new activities and opportunities that lie ahead for all of us. Most importantly, teachers here at Mountz have offered us so much encouragement and help to ensure that we are always on the right path. From developing a unique egg drop design to analyzing a political cartoon, teachers here have taught me to think at a higher level and always do my best. This year, my ELA Passion Project motivated me to explore and research a passion or a topic of interest. This project has encouraged me to think more about what I am truly interested in. As a result of this project, I am eager to pursue more of these interests in high school and beyond. Like the graduates of many decades before us, I am excited to begin a new journey. Although my own chapter at Mountz is ending, this school has given me the education, the experiences, and the teachers to successfully begin a new one.
You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know. And you are the one who'll decide where to go. Dr. Seuss. I've learned 3 important lessons during my time here that will steer me in the right direction. Lesson 1. Have confidence in yourself. Over the past 4 years, I've learned to have confidence in myself because it has helped me to improve greatly in school and sports. Having confidence in myself has helped me persevere through any struggles I have. If you aren't meeting your own expectations, then you should keep trying even if you fail over and over again. I was able to overcome multiple obstacles by being determined to improve. Having confidence in yourself is an important lesson I learned from Mountz. You can go from failing to being successful. Once you're motivated to do something you want to do, don't give up. Lesson 2. Learn to ask for help. During my time at Mountz, I greatly appreciate all of the help that I've had from teachers and classmates that allowed me to be successful. I am thankful for all of the support and encouragement my classmates have given me over these past years. Do not be afraid to ask for help in high school. Lesson 3. Have fun. I've been a student at Mountz since the 5th grade. Looking back at this time, I will mostly remember the fun times I've had here, especially during this last year. I remember ziplining across the park and launching rockets outside on the field. I remember anchoring the morning news and playing basketball in the gym. I encourage all my fellow graduates to step back from the stresses of school and enjoy summer vacation. Seek out fun adventures in high school and enjoy life. These are the lessons that I have learned. I know what I know and I am ready to go.
Some people might say that having a small school is bad, but I would prove them wrong. In a school like H.W Mountz, you quickly get to know every single person. It is like a community, and there is always someone available to help you. Communities are so important in our daily lives. With them, you always know someone has your back, and without them, it is hard to get things done. As Helen Keller has said, alone we could do so little. Together, we could do so much. This quote represents the H.W Mountz community. Our Mountz community has taught me many things, but one thing I will never forget is the great friendships that I've made during my time here. We have made so many great memories together as a class. As an example, John Little, and Luke Callahan have made every day at Mounts a fun one. One of my favorite memories is that during the 7th grade, when we had half days and we would hang out, play fun games, watch movies, and play sports. I remember all of the fun water slides at field day, all of the school trips, and all of the fun assemblies. The teachers, like Mr. Livingood and his stories, Mr. Kramer coaching the Mount sports team, Mr. DeStefano and his fun science experiments, and Miss Marcusfeld's history lessons. And a big shout out to Mrs. Brendel and Miss Clark, who have been supporting our class for the years. And to all the other teachers who have made the journey at Mount so special, I would like to thank you. I'll cherish these memories at Mount forever.
If my time at Mounts has taught me anything, it's to approach new environments with an open mind. When I found out I was moving to Spring Lake in 4th grade, I was furious. I did not want to go here at all. I kept that mindset for a bit, but as I spent more time here, I've grown to love it. I've made many great friends and experiences here. My teachers at Mounts have done so much for me. They have helped me succeed and prepare for high school. I've rarely felt lost in a class. On the occasion that something is confusing, they always help further explain the topic. I'm confident to go into high school with what I've learned at this school. I've been here for 5 years. I remember everything from the day I walked into 4th grade up to now, while we're about to graduate. I was the most quiet kid for the first few weeks, and all I wanted to do was go back to New York. Then I met Cooper and Dylan. They were always talking, and that rubbed off on me. As I started becoming closer to kids in the class, I started enjoying the school more and more. Flash forward a few years, and here I am graduating. I'm going to miss this school a lot, but I'm still excited for high school.
Each year, the graduating class of H.W Mountz gives a gift to the school to preserve the memory of its class. It is a way to leave our mark on our school. It is a gift that we, as alumni of the school, hope the younger students here will remember us by. It is a gift that we give to represent the class of 2022. My classmates and I are proud to present the school with an outdoor whiteboard for the outdoor classroom. One of the many positive things that have come out of the past few years is how wonderful outdoor learning can be. This gift will allow our younger students and teachers at Mounts to make the most of learning outdoors. Dr. Lavalvo, please accept this gift on behalf of our class of 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll accept the gift from the class of 22. I also want to make notice of those 6 different miniature golf sets that were made by these 8th grade students. How about that? And how about one more round for all those kids who got up with the courage to come up here and speak? And lastly, before Mr. Ginelli, William, those were not half days, they were shortened days. They were more than half.
I would like to take this opportunity to recognize families that are graduating their last child from Mounts. For most of you, there were about 2,880 drop-offs and pickups, countless sporting events, band concerts, science fairs, and art shows. Your dedication and support to this school is much appreciated. Thank you for sharing your children with us. The Mount family will greatly miss your family. If you can stand when I call your name. The Callahan family. The Little family. The Palmer family. And the Ressa family. Now I'd like to invite Dr. LaValva to begin the presentation of our awards.
Thank you, Mr. Janelli. The first award is one we give annually at this time during our graduation. It's called the Muriel Crisanti Brotherhood Award. Muriel's family sometimes gets to join us, and I'm happy to say they have tonight, so thanks for coming out. This award is given to a student who demonstrates our school theme, Team Mountz, in an upstanding way. A student who encourages a cooperative spirit in groups and who demonstrates a consistently positive attitude and behavior among peers and faculty. It gives me great pleasure to present this award to Mia Moore. So a couple things. The children know they're going to get these awards at the end of the night when they walk all the way down the sidewalk and to the left. There'll be a table Mrs. Campbell has set up. She has a folder for each of the students for everything they're getting. They'll also carry their diploma with them. Then they'll hand everything off to their parents because they're getting on the bus to go for a party. But they know they're just going to stand and be recognized now. We also had an awards assembly, which is on our website from last week. Many awards were given out at that awards assembly. The second award I get to give is the H.W Mountz Exemplary Conduct Award. It's an award presented to a student who has demonstrated exemplary conduct during their years at Mountz. I'm happy to present this year's award to Anna Martin. We have an organization called the Spring Lake Education Association, and from that we have a president, Mrs. Marcusfeld, who's going to present the SLEA Award. Ms. Marcusfeld.
I'm here tonight representing the Spring Lake Educational Association to present the Mary Ann Huber Commitment to Learning Award. Mary Ann Huber was a former teacher and president of the SLEA. The Commitment to Learning Award is given to a student who demonstrated a willingness to learn. He or she never ever complained about having to do work in any class. They were always ready to do their best. They constantly strived for success. They always knew that success required hard work and dedication. He or she always gave 100% of themselves and pushed to be a little bit better each and every time. They measured success through their own learning. The grade never mattered. It was always about the learning. Finally, they demonstrated the necessary commitment to do their best. He or she always worked hard no matter what the task was or how difficult it turned out to be. It is my honor to present this year's Mary Ann Huber Commitment to Learning Award to May Farmer. And then Dr. Lavala is going to present the President's Award for Educational Excellence and the President's Award for Educational Achievement. That's a lot. Thank you.
President's Award for Educational Achievement. The student receiving the President's Award for Educational Excellence is given to students who receive first honor roll for all 3 marking periods in their 8th grade year. These students are, and please stand and we'll clap at the end, okay? There are more than one. Luke Callahan, Cooper Griffin, Van Jones, John Little, Anna Martin, Kylie Newton, and Jake Palmer. All of them. Students receiving the President's Award for Educational Achievement made any honor roll for all 3 marking periods in their 8th grade year. And these students are, and please stay standing, May Farmer, Dylan Iwanek, Dylan Liu, Mia Moore, and Marky Tolucci. This time we invite Mrs. Rossi up to present the ELA Award, English Language Arts Award.
The recipient of the ELA Award demonstrates exemplary performance in the areas of both reading and writing. The student properly uses the English language in a sophisticated and fluent manner when writing and speaking. They show a willingness to work independently in an original manner toward a greater responsibility to meet the demands of a rigorous classroom. Ultimately, the student applies a high level of grit when faced with difficult tasks. This year's recipient is an avid reader who has a passion to explore literature both in and outside of the classroom. She was always willing to build her craft as a writer think deeply about what she was reading, and go above and beyond the expectations. It is my pleasure to recognize Kylie Newman. We'll now have Mr. Ginelli for the Math Award.
The Outstanding Mathematics Award recipient demonstrates exemplary performances in all areas of mathematics, utilizes strategies to solve problems, properly uses mathematical concepts and vocabulary, has a willingness to work independently in an original manner toward a greater responsibility to meet the demands of a rigorous classroom, applies a high level of grit when faced with difficult tasks. As always, it is very difficult to choose a winner for this award, and Mrs. Detlinger apologizes for not being able to be here tonight. This year's recipient of the Most Outstanding Mathematics Award goes to a learner whose natural ability in mathematics is very apparent. He is able to see the bigger picture and the next step in the process. It is my pleasure to recognize Luke Callahan. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. DeStefano to present the Science Award.
I'm Mr. DeStefano presenting the Science Award. So the Science Award is presented to a student who stands out in science classroom based on the following criteria. Demonstrates exemplary performance in science practices, making and defending scientific claims, and problem solving. This student should actively participate in group discussions, collaborates effectively with peers, and independently applies scientific reasoning to new ideas. The recipient of the award this year is an individual who not only was an exemplar of the criteria, but showed true skill and a passion for science and engineering. The Science Award is being presented to Mae Farmer. Congratulations. I'd like to introduce Mrs. Marcus Phillips for the Social Studies Award.
To receive the Most Outstanding Award in Social Studies, a student must be motivated to succeed and take responsibility for his or her own learning, an enthusiastic participant in all classroom activities and discussions. They must perform well individualized and cooperative learning experiences. They must support all opinions with multiple sources and evidence, and display an interest in current events and historical happenings others than those discussed in class. The student receiving the award this year has grown throughout their middle school years to become an independent and responsible student. They always go above and beyond what is required, both of them inside and outside the classroom. It was a pleasure to watch them grow academically, and I expect wonderful things from them in the future. I'm pleased to present the award for Outstanding Achievement in Social Studies to John Little. Now I'd like to introduce Mrs. Pierce for the Technology Award.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to share with you the achievements of our hardworking graduates. Mountz truly believes that a good education plays a vital role in building a bright future for our children. This is an occasion of pride for all of us. We have come together to celebrate the class of 2022. I am here tonight to present the Technology Award to the student who exemplifies the following criteria, plus a little extra. This student has excellent work habits when working individually and is also willing to share with classmates her knowledge which demonstrates the nature of her kindness. This student displays a positive attitude toward learning new technologies, thinks critically, behaves safely, and participates responsibly in our digital world, which demonstrates the test of her character. This student applies technology and new skills in a creative or unique way, which demonstrates the strength of her courage to go beyond what she knows. This student motivates others to excel academically and socially with the power of her friendship. This student is motivated toward learning new technologies to go beyond what the teacher instructs, and now the student has become the master. The nature of one's kindness, the test of one's character, and the strength of one's courage, and the power of one's friendship. These are the qualities that define us as human beings, and add a little technology can, on occasions, propel us to greatness. Congratulations to Mia Moore, this year's Technology Award recipient. And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Gramer for the Tim Sabins Physical Education Award.
Good evening, everyone. As announced, I will be presenting the Tim Sabins Physical Education Award for the 2021-22 school year. This student who I have selected to receive this award has shown qualities that cannot go unrecognized. From the beginning of the school year, this person's effort, attention to detail, and their willingness to lend a hand to myself and or their peers is truly remarkable. This student has maintained a high level of physical fitness, demonstrates sportsmanship, cooperates with others in group situations, and is able to express their physical, cognitive, and affective understanding of activities. It was a pleasure to have you at Mounts, and I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. With that being said, congratulations to Mr. Cooper Griffin. I'd like to introduce Ms. Rosano to present the World Language Award.
Buenas noches. Yo voy a presentar el premio de idioma del mundial a una estudiante especial. I'm going to present the World Language Award to a special student. Ella se llama Ana Martin. ¿Cómo logró este premio? How did she achieve this award? Escuchando, listening, practicando, practicing, participando, participating. Estoy muy orgullosa de Ana. I'm very proud of Ana. Gracias por hacer un trabajo fantástico en la clase de español. Thank you for doing a fantastic job in Spanish. Felicidades, Ana. Buena suerte en la escuela secundaria. Congratulations, Ana. Good luck in high school. And it won't be the same without you singing Feliz Navidad out the window. I'd like to introduce Mr. Tonzola for the Catherine Angstadt Memorial Art Award.
Sorry, I just know English, so. Art is not something that we just look at. Art is an experience that both artist and viewer take part in. The job of the artist is to make a person feel something inside of them when looking at their work. The Catherine Angstadt Art Award is an award in which a student represents the idea that art is not just what they do, it is who they are. Someone that is creative and pushes that creativity. They have a fluency of ideas, imagination, and expressions. They are not afraid to try something to see if it works, try again when it fails, and push the boundaries when it is successful. The student this year that represents this award in art is Anna Martin. Congratulations, Anna. Please continue pushing yourself creatively to try new ideas in all areas of your life. Next award, Ms. Pierce will be presenting for music.
This year's graduating class has many students with musical talents. Some have been active in Mount's music program, while others prefer to play music on their own. Harry Groton was a custodian here at Mount's who could be found playing the piano throughout the school day. When he retired, this award was created in his name. The recipient of this award has persevered through the pandemic. Although he tends to go home for lunch, he never missed a lunchtime rehearsal. He set a great example as a musician and as a student of what an exceptional musician should be. I will miss his talents and wish him the best of luck in high school. I am honored to present this award to Jake Palmer. I'd like to introduce Mrs. King, the PTA president.
Okay,
Hi, I'm here to give out the 2 Outstanding Students PTA Awards. These are for the students with the 2 highest GPAs in the class. This year they were exactly the same, so that's exciting. And they are going to Anna Martin and Kylie Newton. So congratulations.
Thank you all. So at this time is the moment we've been waiting for. It's the time to give you your diplomas that will memorialize your graduates of the H.W Mountz School. Mr. Janelle. And at this time we invite our Board of Education President, Mrs. Noelle Giblin. She will actually hand the diplomas. How about Ms. Giblin being here? Thank you, Ms. Giblin. As we go in alphabetical order, Luke Jihoon Callahan. Smile for the folks at home. May Catherine Farmer. Cooper Donovan Griffin. Dylan Wagner Iwanek. Van Patrick Jones. Alex Thomas Kolojeski. John James Little. Dylan James Liu. Anna Grace Martin. Mia Sarah Moore. Kylie Lane Newton. Jake Palmer. Noah Palmer. Gabe Christopher Ressa. William Carl Frederick Chabon. Marky Pax Talucci. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the H.W Mountz class of 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your tassel, move it over to the other side, and let's give them a round of applause. Mr. Gianelli, we missed that one more practice. All right. Students, please put your diplomas under your chair just for a moment so you won't leave. And at this time, we'd ask Reverend Dubois to come and give us our benediction.
Stand up. Let us pray. And now, as our graduates leave H.W Mountz School, may God bless Luke and May. May God bless Cooper and Dylan. May God bless Van and Alex. God bless John and Dylan. May God bless Anna and Mia. May God bless Kylie and Jake. And God bless Noah and Gabe. May God bless William and Marky. God bless the class of 2022. Amen.
Okay, so we cannot let this evening come to an end without acknowledging those who have worked so diligently behind the scenes throughout this whole school year and certainly to get us ready for tonight. So Mrs. Campbell, our keeper of all wisdom and publisher of everything. Mrs. Corey and Mrs. Fatisi for central office and reception expertise. Our custodians for keeping us clean and humming along. Mrs. Tolucci and Mrs. Farmer for their leadership and communication as class parents. They're still working even tonight. All of the other class parents who organized fundraising efforts, pizza days, kept the books, and gave so many hours for the benefit of our 8th grade class. All of our guest speakers, the Spring Lake Police for their assistance tonight, but really for their partnership all throughout the year. Thank you guys. The young man behind all of our technology, Mr. Ryan Morgan. Mrs. Detlinger is our middle school team leader who also assisted in organizing the students for this night, for this graduation, Mrs. Detlinger. And to Mr. Gianelli, who is completing a quite adventurous first and most awesome year as our 8th grade advisor, Mr. Gianelli. Now is the appropriate time to stand, please, with your diplomas. Here we go. Look how much better this is. Nice.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Come grab your father as directs you where to go. So make the best of this task and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson.
Parents, feel free to begin making your way back and join your graduates. Parents, thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you so much.
I hope you had the time of your life.